It's been a long time. Shouldn't have left y'all. Yeah, we gonna get it. We gonna get it cracking. I, what I have to say has to be on the live. I can't put this on a clip because this is politically driven and it's something that needs to live on the airwaves. It's something that needs to live in viewership. It doesn't need to be just temperamental. It doesn't need to be something that I just put out and you see it in a little clip. You need to be able to go back and get all of this what I'm about to put out. And it's off the dome. I don't look at teleprompters. A lot of these podcasters out here, a lot of the people that y'all go, you dive into their content, into their information, they looking at what Chat GPT got to say about it. That's how I know they full of shit. They don't have no real information. They're not doing the knowledge because it's something that you're regurgitating off possibly a think tank. I think a lot of the information that these guys got out here is seeming. I don't like the term agent. First off, if you're just tuning in, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We've never stopped having the 50,000 sub campaign movement here. Formerly the Charm God Network, Charm God, Charm Out, whatever. This is the Andrew Williams Network. We're keeping it all real over here. But I don't want to say that these guys are agents because I believe that when you start talking COINTELPRO, agency, and things of that nature, you're talking about a uh, CIA, some type of internal federal campaign against a group, organization, whatever the case may be. And I just don't believe that we've progressed enough as a people for the CIA to even care about dealing with us because we already self-destructing, whether it be from the residual of crack, whether it be from the residual of independent black women, that shit, that bullshit. It's like the damage has already been done. So I personally do not feel as though there needs to be any campaign against us. But the one of the most dangerous things that's happening to our community and to our people right now is the liberal democratic mindset. It's this idea that we are under such pressure and tyranny as a whole, as a group, meaning that we're aligned with immigrants, that we're aligned with the trans community. We're aligned with the alphabet community, whatever the case may be. It's this new idea that we are somehow all in the same boat, and that's just not the case. It's not the case at all. If y'all just tuning in, hit that like button. Don't come in and troll. I'm gonna get you up out of here. Go on, just hit the like button. Let's get them likes up. Y'all want to comment? You can hit the dislike button. I don't care. But what you're not gonna do is come in here and troll. You troll, I'm gonna get you out of here. I know y'all like to come and troll. I think when Donald Trump really get his thing kicked off, a lot of you trolls gonna get up out of here too, because I believe that y'all illegal. I think a lot of y'all just illegal and y'all be on here trolling and you know what I'm saying, scamming. A lot of y'all scam people. But if you're gonna come in and like, hit the like button. But again, we are victims of the liberal democratic mindset. When you go through liberal or democratic ran places, you see that it's ran down. It's run down. What has the social programs, what benefit has it brought these communities? When you look at the cheap labor that has been brought in, and you look at the communities that have come in behind cheap labor and the places that they've occupied, what do these communities now look like? That's the question. Then the resources that should have been given to Black Americans, where are those resources? Because all that help should have went towards Black America, and it didn't. Okay, they gave us some social programming, but they gave Black people social programming based off the removal of men. So Black women could be in um housing complexes as long as men were not there. The greatest threat towards the Black community is the removal of Black men and putting Black men in compromising situations where they will be removed in totality. through through criminality, um not being able to work, not being able to access job. Black men have not traditionally been able to access jobs the way white men can access jobs. White men don't have to be bright and smart and go to college and get a degree to have a decent job. Black men have to be extraordinary to have anything, any type of happiness in this world. Black men got to be able to make six figures. Black men have to be damn near Rhodes scholars, and black men also have to, what else do black men have to be able to do? Oh, as Kevin Samuel say, have sex like a pro, be well endowed. In order for black men just can't be regular anymore. So when you move, or it never have been, when you remove that and you take that out of the community, that has been the biggest destruction to the community. So when you have Deontay Kyle, when you have these guys get up here and have these DNC, as Tariq Nasheed said, these DNC talking points, yeah, it's screwed up because Deontay Kyle does have a lot of. I don't want to. The one thing I don't want to ever get caught up in when I'm making a lot of my critique or commentary, I'm not trying to beef with nobody online. I'm not trying to beef with these people, or I'm not trying to get my platform. My platform is what it is. I have a consistent group of people that interact, inbox me, and that's cool. I'm cool with my little village. I'm not trying to get rich off the internet. I go to work, I got a job. So I'm not, that's why I can get up here and I can say what I want to say and I don't pay. Y'all hit the like button, man. If y'all gonna come in, y'all, it's no reason why we shouldn't have no like button, man. Y'all go ahead, hit that like button. Don't troll. If you gonna troll by hitting the like button. But I don't want to have any type of I don't want to have any type of beef with someone, but I must critique the things that I feel like is an issue as it pertains to our community. And so when I'm looking at people like, and Deontay Kyle is probably the most popular person right now in this conversation because of what he had to say against delineation, but he's not alone in some of these, as Tariq Nasheed says, DNC talking points. There are Democratic talking views. There are Democratic talking points that I feel like he has. There are. Again, xenophobia. That's not a black talking point. How does xenophobia affect black America? Uh accepting of trans, oh, it like we can't afford some of these issues. Black people can't afford to go carve up on themselves and have sex changes. Well, you're talking about a group that has the lowest uh amount of wealth. And it's not even wealth. Their wealth gap is so huge between us and everyone else. How can we even afford to have some of these middle class white issues, such as wanting to be different? Wanting to, let me get you up out of here, man. That's what I'm talking about. Let me see. Uh, yeah, get you off of here. That's what we gonna do. Yeah. When y'all come in and troll, y'all gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna get y'all up out of here. That's what I'm gonna do. Right. Anyways, we have a lot of what Deontay says. They are DNC talking points, and if you're not in tune with real information, if a lot of what he's, you know, a lot of revolutionary information is new to you, then it's going to seem like he's enlightened. It's going to seem like he's presenting enlightened ideas, but he's really not. He's not presenting anything new. He's not presenting any enlightened ideas to talk about how corrupt the government is. Well, if you want to get into conspiracies and how corrupt the government is, you can go read Behold the Pale Horse by William Cooper. Go read that. It talks about all sorts of things. Some things that I've witnessed from being in the military personally, that I've personally read in that book, thought it was fascinating, and actually witnessed it. Okay. When you think about secret societies, just look at this Jeffrey Epstein thing. I think which I've always thought secret societies and all that, all these rappers and entertainers being a part of, all these rumored, that's probably connected to that. Okay. So we know that these things exist. The issue, I think, as it pertains specifically to black people is, why hasn't anybody addressed our real condition? Like, why hasn't our condition been addressed thoroughly? It never is. Even when you look at, like gentrification. Okay, so you're telling me the Democratic Party is going to address ICE? They want you, your black self, to get out and potentially commit a crime, right? This is what they want from you. But they will not address the situation or your circumstance when it comes to gentrification. They won't address that. Whenever it comes to reparations, when the questions of reparations comes up, they start walking on eggshells, because then they tell you that, well, reparations is, they can't afford reparations. They can't afford to give you reparations. Okay? Uh when we even start talking about, is there any promotion of like marriage? Is there any promotion of marriage in the black community? No, you don't have that. When you look at abortion rates, black women had the highest abortion rates out of all community. These are facts. These are not just internet talking points. Black women were aborting more babies than any other group. And Kamala Harris ran her campaign on women's rights to abort babies, which is why she lost. Democratic talking points, liberal ideology is based off perversion. I've said this over and over and over again. So, the one thing that black people now have as it pertains to foundational black America, delineation, recognizing who we are, that's a problem all of a sudden. Now that's divisive. All of a sudden, black people saying that they're going to be aligned with lineage, meaning that we're going to delineate ourselves based off of the lineage that we have in America, and we're going to be Americans. Now, all of a sudden, it's a CIA co opted group, which is retarded. Because that would have to be the silliest government created plot in history, because through delineation is how you potentially could get the argument for reparations. That's potentially what could end up happening. So none of the things that have really been an issue for us have ever been addressed. We didn't get billboards when crack was in the streets killing everybody. Did we get any? You might just say no to drugs. What the hell is that? Man, the opioid crisis has yielded all kind of hotlines and rehab centers and all kinds of shit, because it does not affect our people. Look at how many things we have went through as a community. Nigerians didn't want to be associated with black people like that. They Nigerian. They gonna say they Nigerian. Jamaicans, everybody else, they're going to delineate themselves from regular black American. Everybody looked at black America as trash, a trash culture. But now when you fast forward and look at hip hop being the number one streamed genre, see, now we can see it. Hip hop is the number one streamed genre in the world. They trying to get them other genres to pop. That shit not gonna pop. Ain't nobody trying to listen to that. Ain't nobody trying to listen to African house. They want to push it so much. They want to push it so much. But that's not finna happen at all. It's just not gonna happen. So that's, I'm a land here. When you got somebody like, again, a Deontay, what makes him, to me, I don't think he's a problem. I don't think anybody with a microphone that want to get up here and speak is an issue. I think what makes it complicated or problematic is it's poor information and it's really not connected. I don't think he's connected to the pulse of the people in his disagreement on what delineation is and being FBA is. And it also brings up an argument when you're half white and biracial, as he is. What's their view on being on blackness when they have white mothers, white fathers? I grew up celebrating Juneteenth, so I understand what it means to be FBA because that's what I am. That's why we don't have a problem with it. We under If you grew up with your parents celebrating Juneteenth and having barbecues and Easter Sundays at church, and you understand your Black history, depending on where you at in the South, you don't have a problem with FBA, and you get it. It's only the people that have a different lineage or they don't know who they are that have an issue with it. Those are the people that have issues with FBA. Those are the people that are having an issue with the delineation movement. Even politically, it's like the Democrats will not address black people exclusively at all. They never have. They've always tried to include us with another group. All civil rights issues have been lumped in with what it was truly meant for, and that was to alleviate the woes that the white man caused black America. Civil rights is not an immigration thing. Shame on you, Jasmine Crockett, with your fucking sister girl ass attitude. Shame on Jasmine Crockett for saying ICE reminds her of slave care. You just say anything. I don't care how controversial this is. I'm going to end it here. We need black men to step up. Black men got to be in control. Black men got to take over. See, the world's better with Ike Turners and Joe Jacksons. I'm not just saying that to get a rise out of y'all. Joe Jackson this new Michael Jackson movie finna come out. Joe Jackson is painted as a villain, but if Joe Jackson didn't run off on Catherine and go have a whole bunch of babies and lead them in Gary, Indiana, uh, Michael Jackson would have been a GD today if Joe Jackson had left. Michael Jackson would have been a gangster disciple. Joe Jackson stayed and raised his family into being superstars, and he never gets the credit for that. We need that type of masculinity in our community anymore, and we don't need these feminine liberal talking points.